Um, we're not we're not done yet, but we're approaching our time limit here. However, though, I have a question and just a little statement. A lot of people here I'm very appreciative of this lecture so far, but a lot of people here would we noticed that Taj couldn't come. We understand that. So we're gonna have to do another one. However, though, though this might be, well, it actually had to have gone this way, and it must have gone this way for a reason. Yes. So I would like, because I noticed personally that in the Moorish movement, as it is right now, you have a lot of male teachers, and it's very rare to see a female teacher. And even though we have saw some in the past, you don't see them teaching today. So it was very refreshing to see, and it was very necessary, and we were overloaded with, I'm sorry, we needed this. I can see that.
Wow.
Right? Also too, for those of you who don't know, this is exactly like Taj, right? So if you have experience with listening to them both, it's the same. That's just the I am, the two triangles, right? That's them right there. So we just wanted to say thank you for that. But also, just to let also the people know who were coming expecting to also see Taj, that we're gonna do this again.
Perfect timing. Let me say it like this. Right. How did I say? Due to the misunderstandings in the Moorish divine and national movement of the world, which we are part of, Taj was not able to be here, and we will say it again. And that's about all we can say about that, but you will say it again. And I just have to mention what you said about women, and you made a statement. You said that women used to, but not now, right? Well, that's because they took and they implemented with the colonization and their plan, the patriarch. That's why you have these Europeans going to talk about the patriarchat. That ain't it. You trump that. They effectively put in the patriarch system, and people dishonor the mother. And now this is important, because a lot of times when we start talking about this, it's very, very, very important not to misconstrue that there's a put down of men, and it happens a lot. You know, if you're not careful, sisters, when we start talking about the fact that man is you, that you are man, because all species are all species are determined by the female and not the male, that you are man and that he is son of man. If you are God, which is a generic term of the doing, of the invoking, then he is son of God. And that is a very honorable position for him to have. But some of our sons, because of just like everything we're talking about now that we've been misconstrued regarding, they take that as a personal attack and they don't like it. But it's only proof, sisters and brothers, that you have been patriotized. Because you came from a womb, and you need to respect and honor where you came from. Because you're not going to bring anybody here. And if you thought that you were, you would be extinct. And you will if your mind is on the patriarch mindset. Because the patriarch mindset is what's going to destroy you and has destroyed you, your families, and everything else. Now, I'm saying these things, but I wish there was something to go across the screen and say, please do not take this as a put down of male and female, because it is not that. It is not meant to be that. And my sisters, don't you take it that way and use it against your sons, because you know, like I know, you love them very much. And we wouldn't do all the things we did for them. You know that's true. We do. But you have to stop having these expectations of them that they are not able to come to the plate for. And then when I just said that, none of you brothers need to start thinking, oh, well, you put this down, we're not this. I didn't say that. I said, sisters, you have to stop having the expectations from them, because it causes them to react. Their testosterone. You're asking them to do something and things, and we can get into that, that they cannot do. And they're not going to tell you they can't do it because their son, actually they're skipped, actually you're the X. You know, we agree that we're the X. Scientifically, X represents man, woman. You know that, as a symbol. And the X, if you will, represents 100% of the DNA of man, period. We're not going to change that. And then you have the Y, and it's missing a leg. And you keep expecting too much from them. They're missing a leg. They don't have, they're not, you can't put a male species in the center of that floor right now and say that indicates man. It doesn't have breasts and it doesn't have a womb. That's a lie. That does not indicate man. Where man is like I said, on the front of the 101s, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali put out, she's unconscious because what I just said she doesn't even realize. And neither does her son, because she didn't teach him that from her mind in the womb. That's what the problem is. They bought into the patriarchal, and the patriarchal cannot and will not live. It is the reverse, the reflection. It is a lower self, to the maximum, and it is limited. So I agree with you that more women need to be doing this, and really from the womb is where it's at, because that's the first place as a woman when you travel the 7 seas, that you travel in the waters. It's in the waters of your mother's womb, and that's where you submit to the will of Allah, which is she, and that is also where you are blessed, as they say, and crowned. And it is the first school womb, period. It's her womb. So we cannot keep taking this away from our women, and women, you cannot keep acting as if you don't know this and start bringing these babies in and not looking at where the energies are when you conceive a child, and, you know, bringing in children who are not in harmony with themselves or with each other as a family. And then that means you have to know the science and know that you need fire signs and air signs and earth signs and things like that. Like 3 signs in front of you are the signs that you look up to and need that energy because you didn't get them while you were in the womb. So then you need to make a child as far as family and use the clock, which is the moon, and create one that has someone that gives them that energy. And then you also have to look at the fact that you may need that energy, and then there's somebody that needs you. So when we look at our families and we say, well, you know, our sister or our brother so-and-so, he left the house and never came back. That's because there was never any energy there for him. He didn't have any energy for him. So let's say if he was a Libra sign, he needs the energy of a Scorpion, a Capricorn, and an Aquarius. He didn't get those 3 while he was in your womb because the energies would not prevail, because that's not what was happening. Unless you have those in the parent and or the children, which is why you create the family, that true family planning in that manner. And so we use the foreknowledge, which we're endowed with, to know how to do that, to create that. And then that's the nation that we put out there. So right now, after we fell, sisters, humanity fell because humanity is you, not him. He's not the humanity, he's working for you though. He's working with you. And when you fell, you gave him that crown, which is that representative is that fez, which represents the womb. You know, and the other usurpers are trying to convince you of something else. And you know, like the brother mentioned about the birth certificate. You know, you putting your child into slavery. Absolute, you know. So we don't want to. I found that it's the misunderstanding with, you know, brothers wanting to be just doing their testosterone thing and not having this knowledge. I mean, I'm telling you, that's why it's on the cover of the 101. And here's the deal. If you should be thinking that, well, yeah, she's unconscious, you know, she messed up. Why she messed up? Oh, she messed up, so we're going to do it better? Well, you know, bong, no, you're not. Because you didn't cause the fall, she did, so you can't fix that, she has to. But you assist. So fallen humanity is the system. Accept it and work with it, and you can fix it el pronto, because you fix it right there from the womb. Is there any other question? Yes.
Women, speak up. Go ahead. She has a question. There's a question right here.
Oh, sorry. Matriarch first.
Alright. Mine's on something you said right at the beginning of your speaking, and I was going to ask Taj Tariq Bey because I heard him speaking on this subject. My father's German, my mother's Australian. I'm born in Canada, and I'm not Moorish national, and I want to be, and I'm very confused because I know, but let me just say a couple of little notes, like Noble Drew Ali said, Moor is a dark-skinned person, European is a Caucasian person. And you said earlier about land claims, like now these Europeans are making, or European descendants are making land claims. But then you said that after saying that everyone from a fetus is a Muslim, and we're all of one nationality. So that makes me wonder why it would be in any way anything weird for someone of European descendancy to have a land claim. And would I want to be a Moor because I want my human status and my Allah, and so what do you think? What right I am? Like,
all right, I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, now, truthfully, there's only one nation here, my daughter. And that is the Moorish nation. And when you say it's Caucasian, right, and Asiatic, right? Now, the history behind your lineage and where you came from is not to be excluded, because it can't be. You too, this is the reason why, and this is the reason why this is going on, is because the true European is not really you. All right, the truth about where you come from, you know, I'm going to get to that, but I want to clear something up. I should say modern European or Abian, because the truth, if you go back to Europe, anywhere you go, you're going to find the mothers and fathers that look like me, or these people in the room, because they are the mothers and fathers of civilization on the planet. Fact. Now, where you came from, that is, we talk about our truth. The truth for me that was the hardest truth for me to accept was the truth regarding what the modern European or the Albion came from. And that was the Yacubian or genetic experience. And it isn't so far-fetched, because you know, as you're sitting there and there's everyone that's sitting there, they're doing it now. We know that Hitler, you say German, right? And you said Australian. Right? Now we know that Hitler, for instance, used the notes from us in the laboratories, and those laboratories were in South America, still, some of them still standing, like Pele, the ruins they called it. They made movies of these things. They used the genetic information Hitler did, in order to form what he thought would be a perfect race, right? And he then threw people into the ovens that did not do what? My sister, they did not declare a nationality, which means they did not honor their mother. All right, they said whatever they said they were. Jew is not a nationality, so that's the first thing. That's what he did. Jew is from one with a jewel of knowledge. It's not a nationality, nor is it really a religion. So they said we're Jewish. It's like us saying, well, we're Negroes. Oh, well, we're black. We're gonna get thrown in there too. But that's why you do that. But as far as the genetics, we're genetically engineered. We can look at our bodies and see. We could go through the scientific, anthropological studies on that and see. We can look at lack of, not necessarily melanin, was the other word. My son, we talked about it yesterday. We can look at body structure, and we can look at history. Let's do a little bit of history. I hope everyone here has been aware of this or knows about it. They say that we were traipsing, we being our sons, the Moorish sons, were traipsing so-called, they'll say so-called black men were traipsing so-called white women across the Barbary Coast, right?